Some unexpected happenings in the women's race. Obviously that amazing win by Sifan Hassan when it looked as though she wasn't going to finish the race at one point, and even her herself said she'd like to try and finish it. It didn't give you that thought that she was brimming with confidence. And then the shock of Bridget Kosgei, the world record holder, also unable to, she was unable to complete the race. That was another shock. And yeah, and this has been absolutely phenomenal.
Well, he's now got 5 minutes to get down Birdcage Walk, swing right, and come about 150 metres up the mall to break that course record and to win his first World Marathon Major. Valencia was one thing, but here in the British capital, that would be very much another. And that cadence is still high. Look at the rate at which his knees cross. His legs are crossing. He does have that slightly sort of rocking and rolling style. Quite a high arm coverage. But here he is. The clock edging towards 2 hours. Well, Geoffrey Camworth, a long, long way behind. It's, I would say he's probably 300 metres or so behind now. That's how far behind he is. Tall, long, striding man, which is why perhaps the cadence doesn't appear to be quite as fast as this fella.
Yeah, Kiptum Sifan, so rhythmic, so economical.
The long straight stretch here, St James's Park to his right. Ahead of him, that right-hand turn with Buckingham Palace to his left. The clock ticking on towards 2 hours. It's going to be very, very close. Eliud Kipchoge's 2019 winning time, his 4th London Marathon victory. That is the course record, 2:02:37. It is a steely glare.
Is he trying to smile like the great Kipchoge does? They say it's good for psychology at the end to smile so the body feels happy and not under the pain of the later stages of a marathon.
Well, he's well inside now the last 500 metres. He is going to break this record, and he's going to do it possibly by something like half a minute. That's how fast this performance is. He broke away from the field, and he just simply kept on going. The significance, of course, of the 385 yards to go. 26 miles and 385 yards. That is the marathon distance. And look here at the official who's trying to send him to the left. But Kiptum, he's got his eyes here on the course record. He doesn't want to run any faster than he has to. And here he goes. The big clock in front of him. His head moving from side to side. He knows that course record is on. Let's see the big clock. And he's done it. 2:01:26. What a remarkable run. He's broken the course record by something like 70 seconds. It is a brilliant performance. One of the fastest we've ever seen.
Wow, you can see the effort that he's put in, and that will also be a PB for him. Absolutely spent. He's been up and done. He's been out 45 minutes and 4 minutes. was awesome. He really gave everything. So impressive, so dominant.
Well, that really is truly fantastic.
I think, does that put him second on the
Well, I think it will do, won't it? Because, of course, Eliud Kipchoge, 2:01:09, when he set that world record in Berlin just a matter of months ago, last September. Well, 2 marathons, and both inside 2:02.
We often talk about who will be the one in charge when Kipchoge finally retires, and maybe we've seen the answer today.
Well, here goes Jeffrey Kamworor. A long, long way behind, but it is going to be very, very fast himself. He has yet to break 2:05. He ran 2:05 in Valencia, of all places, again. That was something like 18 months ago. And here he is. He'll look at the clock. He's a long, long way behind. And when you consider just how strong this field is, that in itself is a tip of the hat to Kelvin Kiptum, that he spread-eagled them. Well, he's inside 2:05, so that's a lifetime best for him.
Good performance by Jeffrey Kamworor. He's delighted with that PB.
Well, it's Kenya 1, Kenya 2. Tamarat Tola comes through for 3rd place. Fine run from the world champion. And he ducks inside 2:05. So Yahuala, defending champion,
and it
wearing the white.
Sorry, Martin. So it does seem as though this has become more of a race. They have slipped the pace a little bit and more on a time of around 2:18 at this stage, but it could explain why it's been possible as well for Sifan Hassan to get back in that mix.
Yes, you'd have to say that the one athlete who's not really shown anything so far is last year's winner, wearing the white vest there, Yalamziev Yahuala, who has just been running comfortably. But look at Hassan, menacing. Physically dwarfing the athletes in front of her. In terms of a range of abilities and talent, she dwarfs them as well. Yeah, and she's had, to say the very least, an interesting 41 kilometres or 40 kilometres that she's covered so far.
Yeah, you wonder how Yahuala's feeling, because at this stage last year she'd certainly already made a play for it, and she's just staying with the rest of the field, and her strength does tend to be when she pushes the pace with a bit longer to go than this. So whether she's feeling like she can't push on and she's just going to see what she can do near the later stages, but definitely last year she'd pushed on ahead of the field at this stage.
So the Houses of Parliament ahead of them. Parliament Square, Westminster Abbey over to the left. These are parts of London which over the course of the next couple of weeks will be shots boomed around the world for other reasons, the King's coronation. But for now, who knows, maybe we're crowning a new marathon queen, Sifan Hassan, who's had a remarkable race so far. Now moving across the road. It is a right-hand turn ahead of them. There it is. Into Parliament Square. Then the run down Birdcage Walk. Meanwhile, Kelvin Kiptum kicking on, and he's out on his own. He's got something like 25 minutes or so of running still to go, but the cadence is still remarkably high. Look at that. Jeffrey Camwador has disappeared into the background. Well, as Joe was saying, he's not a new name, because 2:01.53 achieved there in Valencia just a few months ago. But when it comes to the World Marathon Major Series and here in London, Kelvin Kiptum could be about to really make his name and carve out his reputation. Anybody who thought that maybe that one performance was a little bit of a one-off, well, that's not happening. There is Tamarat Tola. Also just behind him, Seifu Tura, and last year's winner, Amos Kipruto, just slipping back. So that is the race for third, fourth and fifth. So Birdcage Walk, Sheila Chepkarui not entirely done for. And the very fact that she hasn't disappeared off the back of this group altogether does show that this leading quartet are very much gathering themselves for the final sprint. But Sifan Hassan, and just to finish off the story of those Tokyo Olympics, well, she went away. She didn't entirely succeed in what was an incredibly ambitious plan, but she won both the 5,000 meters and the 10,000 meters and came away with a bronze in the 1,500 meters. And now, well, perhaps a surprise here. Alemu Magetu it is who's kicking on. And now it's the defending champion, Yehoalao, who's slipping off the pace. And her race, certainly as a contender to take the title, appears to be gone. Perez Jepchirchir there in second place, but look at Hassan. She appears to be coasting. Magetu has tested them, but it hasn't broken them. It has broken last year's winner. And Sifan Hassan, having been through the pain barrier, stopping 2 or 3 times on the side of the road because of the problem there with the left hip, she must just here be poised to make her kick for home.
Yeah, and I think, you know, that Magetu was putting in a bit of a boot, thinking she's got Sifan Hassan there. It's going to be difficult for those two athletes to outkick her, and they're going to have to be worried about that. Has Hassan got enough left to produce her trademark awesome finish at the end of this race? And I thought Yehoalao could have been struggling a bit, bearing in mind she'd made a play for this race much earlier on when she won this race last year.
Well, Sifan Hassan, she leaves fields for dead in 1,500 meter races. What can she do with women who, despite remarkable talent, have nothing like her leg speed? But it is Magetu of Ethiopia, Hassan of the Netherlands. Just a little grimace though from Hassan, not entirely unfamiliar. Jepchirchir, but it's Hassan, if you like, who has the curb.
Yeah, the question is, can she produce that finish in a marathon?
Well, it's about 300 meters to go, and I wonder if Hassan is almost painting the picture in her mind of an athletics track. Expect her to make her break with about 150 to go if she's still got it in the legs, but it's Magetu who hits the home straight. Jepchirchir, and here goes Hassan. Jepchirchir moving onto the shoulder here of Magetu, and Sifan Hassan just waiting to hit the home straight. And Hassan has got the inside. And here goes Sifan Hassan, and Hassan picks up the knees. Magetu goes with her, but Hassan is going to win this going away. What a truly remarkable marathon debut it is from Sifan Hassan. Down and out, apparently beaten, in serious pain, and she cannot believe it. She's beaten the best in the world, It has been a stunning start to her marathon career. Magatu comes through for second place. Jepchirchir is third. Well, it's one of the truly remarkable marathon performances. Jep Karui comes through for fourth. Last year's winner, Yahoalau, is fifth.
Wow, what a story this is, that she won this race on her debut in London, her marathon debut. I don't think I've ever seen her more delighted than that. I think because it was the biggest surprise she's probably felt she's had in her career. She can't believe it.
Well, those are the very words she used. She says she cannot believe it. But once she got back with the leading group, and they were not really testing her, there was almost a sense of inevitability about how it would map out and finish.
Yeah, if she's there at the end, it's going to be so difficult to beat her. Well, she said she was nervous, she said she was curious, and she's